than every other play in the game, and every kick, every punt, kickoff, kick return, punt return. So it's got to be consistent through. He has been pretty good to this point of doing just that. Always things of points of emphasis for us are hang, matching distance, and then ball placement. Whether it's getting outside of those numbers so we can really have our most effective coverage. He's done a pretty good job to that to this point so far this year.
You happy with his net and with his punts inside the 20?
Sure, absolutely, yeah. The net's been pretty good. And, look, you're going up against a team that has good interior hold-up blockers. They got skill on the perimeter and fast returners. They can chunk you for 12 yards. You don't realize, boom, there's that's the difference between points and not points. That's a free first down for their offense. We've got to limit that. We've got to have a great net this week.
You mentioned last time that the Colts were good at directional punting. What did y'all learn from that, and how are y'all approaching that this time?
Yeah, I think they had a punt that went out of bounds, and then a punt that was basically caught on the tick marks on the side out of bounds. So there's zero chance for a return when you do that, and it eliminates any return plan that you may have had, I guess you'd say. So they've been great with that. Sanchez has directionally punted really well this year, and it's reflected in their limiting returns as well.
What have you seen from Tremont Smith as a kickoff returner?
Yeah, he looked real good in the one opportunity we had there last week. We're going to continue, and you guys all know this, that it's an 11-man show. So one breakdown might stop you in your tracks. Two breaks down, might not have any shot at all. So when you do get that one crease, when you do get that one shot, he's got the speed, he has a little bit of wiggle to him. We want to attack aggressively downhill. I think he's done a good job with that. Going to continue to press him to do just that.
What sort of progress has Wallow made on special teams this year?
It's been good. Let me tell you something. Garrett Wallow, regardless of physical, regardless of skill set, development of certain techniques as a pro that you don't have at the college level just yet, he is bought in mentally. I'm very proud of Garrett. Studies hard, works hard, reads all the materials, asks questions. So to this point, he's done the things that we've asked of him as a rookie, and excited for his future, where he's going. Now we got to just make sure that every time he goes out there is playing with the proper technique and executing as best as he can. But to this point, pleased with where he is at week 12, week 13 of the year. So, okay. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Thanks.
Over the years, what do you see from the Colts, Jonathan Taylor, and just as an all-around back, and what's the ability to try to slow it down? What do you try to do?
Pretty familiar with Jonathan from my time up north. He has everything you're looking for in a great running back. When you have a commitment to the run like they do, he has size, he has great vision in the hole, he can run in between the tackles. He's as fast as anybody on the field. I know he's a track star in high school. And he can catch the ball out of the backfield. So every down back that can do it all, it's a big challenge. We have to be, of course, you've heard a lot about being gap sound. And you have to, it's about pursuing, getting as many guys to the ball as possible when you play a guy like him.
How much more prepared is this configuration of secondary against the Colts this time?
Hopefully a lot more prepared and ready. We're not the same team we were back then. We've grown a lot. The discipline of the defense is, we see it a lot more. But it's easy to say that. That's why when someone beats you up the way they did us the first time, you want another shot. And we get our shot at home, so we're excited about it.
Lovie, since you moved Eric Murray back into the lineup, you haven't given up a big play. Is that a coincidence? And can you talk about how you prevented the big play the last 3 games?
I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, John. It's just that just on what Eric brings to the table, he's smart, extremely bright, knows, not just his position, others. And he handled a tough situation the right way. We asked him to move to a different role. He did it. Even moved him to the nickel position. He was in the room with me for quite a bit and just took notes, just a student of the game. And so you expect those kind of plays. And not just from Eric. We expect our secondary to keep the ball in front of them. And, to win football games, you have to not lose them. And you can lose them by just letting the ball get over your head. But we've done a lot better job of that right now. Eric also plays a run well because our safeties are a part of the fit quite often. Expecting big things from him.
Coach,
What happened in the game against the Jets when you all weren't able to stop the run? It seemed you got a lot of pressure on Zach Wilson to stop him from passing, but then the Jets seemed to get the running game going.
Normally, if you get the running game going, someone's out of their gap. We haven't missed a whole lot of tackles, so normally if you have something like that, there's some discipline of gap integrity that comes into play.
What do you think it is about Roy Lopez as a player that perhaps allowed some teams to kind of overlook him in the draft, and him to fall to the 6th round, but still be able to be really effective as a rookie?
Well, I think as a general rule, I don't think nose guards go very high. Quarterback, nose guard, defensive end, nose guard. The position kind of says that an awful lot. But I think you can pick up good players later if they fit your profile for what you're looking for. And Roy fit the profile. Our personnel department did a great job of identifying him. We were on the same page with what we were looking for, and he took advantage of an opportunity. We like what the nose guard position has done. Not just Roy, but Jaleel also.
What are some of the traits that you think that he provides that kind of fit what you're asking for?
Tough run supporter first, a little bit of size to be able to. Most of the time we have a shade where that guy's getting double teamed quite a bit. Got to be able to hold your gap. Anchor of our defense is, of course, you work from inside out. Starts with the nose guard. But Roy also, and both my noses, have a little bit of pass rush ability too, which is an added benefit.
You've spoken very highly of Justin Reed throughout the weeks. Were you able to get a chance to talk to him after what transpired on last week?
Talk to all the players every day. And we try not to live in the past too much. I'm sure all that has been gone over. I won't go over it anymore. Justin will be out at practice today. I expect him to play and play well this week.
What do you talk about Kamu Grugier-Hill? Obviously, he had the interception 2 weeks ago, and he had the ear pick last week. Like when a guy comes that close to making a play, and he's obviously frustrated with himself, how do you talk to him when you look at that?
Well, I think the first step to making a play is to get in position to make the play. And to get in position to make play, you have to know what you're doing. Kamu does. He plays all 3 linebacker positions for us, and I think he plays them well. And the more you get in positions, you eventually make those plays, and we expect that from him. But he's an excellent zone coverage guy. He can play man also. He had a sack last week, so we can do an awful lot with him. I like the linebacker position. Zach Cunningham played his best game last week. He's capable. And, of course, Neville Hewitt has done some good things, and we can't wait to get Christian Kirksey back out there.
Seeing Lonnie Johnson, I think it was 11 snaps in the middle of the game at corner, what did you see in his development to get in and play that quickly?
Well, to get in the game, we've liked something you've done in practice. And first off, Lonnie has accepted his role to try to, make up time to become the best corner that he can be. And, we expect our corners to tackle, number one. That goes without saying. Of course, to cover, zone, man, feel like he can do that. But to be able to, it's a running football team. We're getting ready to play, starting off with that. And he has the size to, to play the run well. And if guys do well in practice and feel like they deserve time, we give it to them. You do a decent job, we'll give you more time. See y'all later.
How do I feel about him? Yeah, good. Davion's been here. He's been putting in good work on the field. He's got really strong hands, has the ability to separate. And obviously we've seen what Chris Moore can do when given the opportunity to go out and play an extended role. So, feel good about those two going out there and being able to make plays for us.
With Titus and Lane playing at left tackle and left guard, do you feel like that's your best configuration going forward?
Yeah, kind of how we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Each and every week's a new game, and people coming on and off the injury chart and all that good stuff. So a lot of stuff plays into that. That was our best combination last week with those two over there. I think they both played well. So we'll see what this week holds for us.
Is that the first time Lane, y'all felt like he could go a whole game like that?
Yeah, he's been doing a good job working back from an injury and putting in the work and in the training room, in the weight room, and on the practice field, and we felt like he was ready, and he did a good job and went out and played well.
Is Britt definitely back?
We'll find out. He's going to be working back. He did a good job last week again, in progressing, and we'll see where he's at the end of this week.
Tyrod has traditionally thrown a couple of yards further downfield on average in his career. Just what is, as an offense, kept you guys from pushing the ball downfield a little bit more?
Yeah, obviously we got to be able to extend drives in order to do that. A couple times that's been an issue. It's hard to push the ball down the field with a consecutive 3 and outs. So I've got to do a better job getting our guys into a rhythm to where that's not an issue. And then, there's a near miss on Sunday with the one in Nico. It's about a foot off. So he's shown the ability to do it. Just got to be more consistent in my ability to call it, and then when it's there, to be able to connect.
Tim, in your 2 years as play caller, you've had the 31st and 32nd running game. How hard is it to call what you want to call when you can't run the ball?
Yeah. Yeah, it's obviously not an ideal situation, but we get paid to figure it out. So we've got to do a better job. I've got to do a better job of figuring out how to make sure that we have more efficient runs and more success in that area. So that's why we're here early, stay late, and try and make sure we can do a better job of getting that done.
With Titus, what have you seen from him in a unique sense that he has the ability to compartmentalize different positions? He said he's prepared for multiple throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not only physically, but like you said, mentally, he's able to handle a lot. So, would feel comfortable with him being able to go in there and probably play 4 out of the 5 spots. And just because I haven't seen him snap the ball would be the only reason why we wouldn't want him inside. But he takes pride in his work, being able to come and learn and understand conceptually as opposed to just memorizing what one player or one person has on a particular play. So his ability to conceptualize and learn the whole thing as opposed to just one spot really increases his value and allows us to be able to move him around without skipping a beat.
Fluidity of, even in the offseason, how y'all were going through and how it's played out so far this year, how important was his versatility and how y'all planned for that this year?
Bless you. Yeah, it's important because everything changes like that. So I don't think any of us plan on sitting here without having Laramie or having a number of guys that we don't have at this current time. So his versatility has allowed us to continue on and move forward.
All set, guys?
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.